if I go here, and I'm going to need some heavy armor blocks and slopes. So my concept, my idea, is to come out like this, and looks like I need to go up one more. So if I were to go here and then start coming along this route with something like this, how close would I be able to get that? See, it looks like... See, I don't think I could fit one in there. Nope. If I could fit one there, that would make it really, really close. And there are some things I could do to get that to work. In fact, let's go and see if we can do that, because I do have an idea for this. And the concept is to move this far enough so that I can place a block there. In order to do it, I may have to go a full 90 degrees. I don't know. I may not worry about it. There are some other ways. I could use some tires. Basically, you can put a wheel, and that wheel and the tire will provide some pressure without causing damage. And I may have to do something like that. I'll tell you, doing stuff like that is a real pain in the butt. The main thing I need to do is make sure that I do not obscure anything when I do this, because I need to make sure that everything is protected. So I might go ahead and worry about that later. So you'll see here, because I only built the frame, I can take it apart really easily. So if I were going to build a block, you'll see here I've got a frame. All I got to do is use my my welder here. And the heavy armor blocks, of course, take a lot longer to build, because they use 150 steel plates as opposed to a light armor which only uses 25. Now you'll see it's at 95%. The bottom number, 135, that is to make the block complete. And then there's 15 additional plates that I can add to increase its strength up to 100%. Right now, I'm getting low on energy, so I am going to come over here. I'm going to go have me a seat in a chair. Sometimes with low gravity, your feet slip off a little bit because you're kind of moving too fast for the gravity. So getting my energy back up, and then I'll go and I'll show you guys a little bit about the ships and the way those work. Again, if you're watching this video, you're probably kind of familiar with some of this stuff, so it's more, I guess, about my take on how I do things. I'll tell you, we had some real problems when the assemblers were broken because you couldn't manufacture any new components. The only components you could make were things that were already queued up in your assembler. Now for me, that happened to be 200mm missiles for my missile turrets, and it happened to be 25 by 184mm Gatling gun rounds. So all I could make was ammo, so that's all I made was ammo. So I ended up getting quite a bit of ammo. And then, of course, sometimes when things break, you'll see the griefers come out because they know that you're limited as far as how you can defend. So basically what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be making this wall here. I think I've decided what I'm going to name this. Right now it's the highway to the danger zone. I think I'm going to name this the Deathroid. Based off of the Death Star, but you know, it's an asteroid, so Deathroid. And then it kind of adds a little bit of humor because you know, roids is an abbreviation for hemorrhoids. Yes, it's also an abbreviation for steroids, but steroids aren't. Steroids don't cause you problems like hemorrhoids do. So, anyway, let's go ahead and take a look at some other things here. So, I really need to finish covering this in, and then I'm going to be taking apart this heavy armor and pushing the wall out. The reason why I built this is because this hole was, it was a good sized hole, as you can tell by all of the armor blocks, and so people were able to come in, and so I wanted to shut off at least one entrance into my base. So for right now, this is going to be the wall. If I need to push things further later, I will. One of the things I need to do is I need to go into my production queue here, and I need to queue up a bunch of steel plates. I'm going to make 1,000 here in the satellite, and if I go to the HQ production, I'm going to go ahead and queue up 1,000 over there. And then I need to get some magnesium for making ammo. So I'm probably going to go ahead and grab my drill so you guys can see what that looks like. It is a small ship drill. There's some serious lag problems with large drills right now. I know previously people have had, 100 drills on a large ship that would just decimate an asteroid. It would cut big sections. This here, this square area, I drilled out with a 7x7, so 49 drills. And in some of the recent code, that caused too much lag, so I tore that ship apart. So right now, let me go ahead and grab the mole, which is my mining ship, which is right over here. It's currently turned off. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to hop into the cockpit here, and you'll see on the right-hand side that the red numbers mean it does not have enough power. So I'm going to turn on my reactors. Okay, there we go. And right now, I am not connected to anything. But if you look on third person, we can take a look at the back here. And you'll see the connectors here are yellow. That means magnetically they're connected, but I can't transfer anything. If I hit P, which is, think of it as park, it also locks your landing gear. Okay, then it'll go green, and I can't break free without damaging something. If I were to use my rockets and try to break free while this is green, I would more than likely destroy one of the connectors, maybe both. And right now, my fuel is being shared. I'm helping to power this station because we are connected. So, and now, of course, I can go in and I can transfer things from one ship, from ship to station. So I'm going to go ahead and disconnect from there. You can see I've got plenty of fuel here. So this is the first-person view. Kind of difficult at times. So I'm going to go ahead and fly outside in third person here. And if you hold down the Alt key, you can move around the camera to really help you see anything you want to see. You can zoom in and out to really give you an idea of where things are. And then if you're like, okay, well, I just want the default zoom or view again, just go back into first person and then third person, and it will reset your camera. So you'll see this nice rectangular hole here. This I also drilled with my 49 drill behemoth, which I kind of miss, but that's just the way things go. So now we need to come out here and we need to find our gunflower. And I think I went the wrong way. So let's go ahead and back up a little bit. We know it is facing the sun. I'm probably going to say sun when I should say star. And I can see the green lasers. That's a green tracking laser. Think of it like a laser sight. Your turrets will target up to 900 meters, I believe it is, but they can only shoot 8. So sometimes you can see where things are coming from. At 900 meters, these will start to track. If it's something that they're going to lock onto and try to shoot, you'll see a red box around it to designate that it is a target it's going to fire on. Kind of like what you see there on the military transporter. But because that one has an antenna, all of the ships that randomly spawn in the game, those all have antennas on them, which is why you can see them at 6,000 meters. Whereas if something does not have an antenna, if the enemy's coming to sneak up on your base to attack, once these guns lock on, you'll be able to see them through radar, basically. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and show you a little bit about how mining works. So when you make a ship, you're going to have all these different components that you can control. This is the G menu for the toolbars. You can see I've got quite a few reactors, remote control block, and ore detector, so you can see what you're looking for. Landing gear, some gyroscopes, you need those, the drills, connectors, cockpit, and I've even got a couple of cameras, and that's for the remote control. And I've got some spotlights that aren't currently working. So I can go and I can select all of these drills. I can even make a group and assign them so that I can turn by pressing, say, the 1 key, it'll turn them on, and they'll stay on until I press the 1 key again to turn them off. You can also use them as more of a weapon style where you have to hold the button down in order to make it work. And if I also had, say, Gatling cannons or missile launchers on this, they would show up under the weapons and tools as well, and then I could easily switch. Because honestly, you don't want Gatling cannon or a rocket launcher to be turned on and constantly firing. You want to control when it fires. You really need to control that rate of fire, otherwise you're just going to chew through ammo like it's nothing. So I'm going to go over here. I'm going to use the mouse button number 1, and then I get to start drilling here. And you can see it's got kind of some nice shadowy effects there too from the angle of the sun. So here we are, and you can see because of my ore detector, I can see what ores are hidden underneath the stone here. So if that is too loud, which it seems kind of loud to me, but I kind of have my audio up a little bit high. Let me go and check it on stream, and I want to see how loud it is. So I'm just going to leave this running and take a listen. Okay, that's not bad. So one of the advantages of having another system set up here for monitoring my Twitch, and so it doesn't sound too bad. If it is to you, please go and let me know, and I'll make sure that I turn that down when I'm grinding stuff. Because each of the tools has its own sound, whether it's a welder or a grinder or the drills. The drills obviously being the loudest. Now, remember I said that I could turn on my drills and just have them stay on? There is kind of a... It's hard to know what to term it. You could say a feature, you could say a bug, you could say... you could give it any kind of name you want, depending on whether or not you think it's good or bad. You can call it an exploit. If I'm using my mouse 1 button and I go into my inventory and I let go of the button and then exit the inventory, it will continue to activate as though I'm still holding it down. Different than using an on-off toggle. Now all I have to do is hit the button again and it instantly will stop them, just like that. So for short-term extended mining, you may want to do that, but you do want to be careful with having your drills active, as well as your grinders. I don't think the welders are as dangerous, but